So we are back. The build of Cabal terminated successfully, and now we wanna check if Cardano node was installed successfully. So for running uh, Cardano or for checking if a Cardano node was installed correctly, we can type the following: um, Cardano node minus version, but this won't work out yet um, because we have to copy this folder um, to our bin directory. So because during the build process this folder was created, this new style, and we have to copy this one to the bin. So what we wanna do now is to take these two commands and open an editor and replace the tag version with the version we checked out. So we remember we checked out version 1.19.0, and we're gonna do the same for Cardano CLI as well. If you checked out, I don't know, version 1.22, you have to type 1.22. So we are going to copy these commands and copy them into the terminal. And now if we try to execute this command again, we will see that we are successful. 1.19.0 installed. So we successfully installed the Cardano node. What we have to do now is to get our configuration files and alter this file with our network topology, and then we can already start the node with this one. So we are going to get these commands and just for your information, we are going to create a folder. So like these files we're not going to store, at least in this tutorial, we're not going to store in the Cardano node folder. What I prefer to do is I go to the home directory, I create a new folder, nodes, and here you can either download the files or you can make another folder with the name of the node. Just in case, like if you're just testing for testing purposes and you're running the block producing node, the relay node all in one server, you can use this kind of topology. Otherwise you can just make a directory nodes and copy everything in there. Since I'm used to run all nodes on one server in the test phase, I still have this directory structure in my mind, although I don't run multiple nodes on one host. So I've created nodes, and I'm gonna make a folder relay 1, relay 2. here and copy all files there. So let's check. We have all files here, and we are going to change some parameters here in the mainnet topology, and topology. And what we are going to do now is, this is also if you're running a stake pool, you add your nodes here. Here you enter all nodes that you want to communicate with. If you have a block producing node, you only add your relay nodes. And if you are a relay node, you enter your block producing node and other relay nodes. You can also add relay nodes from other stake pools, for example. This one is one relay from input output Hong Kong, and we are going to talk with this one over port 3001, and in case we have server nodes, more nodes running, we can take Valency 2. This is just for if you run more than one, if you communicate with more than one node. So we just pretend that we finished configuring our relay node, and just say okay, save it, and then we can already start our node. So we are going to copy these commands. I will just add it in here again. So I just want to explain the command. Cardano node run is the command to run Cardano node, and here we have server parameters. Here we give the topology we are using. This is the file we just configured. So make sure that this path to the file is correct. So you have to change this path. I'm gonna type the path to like I've realized it, relay 1, and the same one you are going to do with the mainnet config file. So you just wanna type the path, the node relay, actually it's relay 2, and then the database path. So once you run the Cardano nodes, there is a database created at this path. So you want to make sure that the database is created in this folder. So where you have your config files, where you're like in the home directory of your node. So I'm gonna take the same path. And in there it will create a folder, or it will create the database. So I will just double check, yes. And the same thing with the socket path. We want to create the socket path in the database folder. And that's it. No, that's not it yet. We have here the IP address. We just can copy it from here. So just to make it clear, this is the IP address of this server. So you don't type the IP address here of the block producing node or something else. This is your server. So this is, in my case, this. So, and the port we are going to start the server can vary. You can also, if you want to start with another port, you just have to remember the port. So in this case, I just say, okay, since it's relay 2 and I can remember this easy, I will just take port 3002. Usually you can, like, if you have more nodes, although they are on different hosts each, you can just say, okay, block producing node is port 3000, relay 1 is 3001, and relay 2 is 3002, so you don't get confused yourself. So we are going to try to start Cardano node, and see, here we have an exception. Let's see what he's saying. File not found. He cannot find the main config file, so let's check the path. Node, I think I've created the folder nodes. Yeah, so I have, this is typically, I did this mistake already. So we have adjusted the path, and now we should be correct. Commands is there, and let's execute it. Mainnet config again, he did not find. Okay, let's check it again. Nodes. Nodes, relay 2, and mainnet config JSON. So this should be correct. Maybe here, nodes, really. That's clear, I typed really. Okay, it's a bit late. Relay and not really. Really, relay and relay. Let's have another try. Another mistake. Relay 2. Oh, this is crazy. Cardano node run topology. Mainnet topology. Relay 2. Nodes, really, I don't know how this comes. Really, where did I know, because the folder is wrong already. So this is kind of a beast. This is wrong. So what we are going to do is really to relay 2. So sorry guys, that's it. So what we see here is the Cardano node syncing. Depending on your topology, you might find many error messages or messages that connection cannot be established to some other nodes. What we see here are a lot of tips. So this guy is actually syncing the whole Cardano blockchain. But this view is awful. I'm gonna show you something like the node GUI, the graphic user interface. I'm gonna close the node. I just typed string C, and what we are going to do is we are going to edit the file mainnet config, and here we are going to find the view mode. So here we are changing simple view to live view. Save it, yes, and this will allow us to start the node again, and then we have a more beautiful view, a more comprehensive view. So we are going to copy the correct command again, start the Cardano node, and then he says, okay, we are going to use live view, press enter to continue. I press enter, and here you go. You see the release. This is Byron Shelley. So he's syncing first the Byron chain and then the Shelley chain. So he's syncing everything. And we have the port 3002 and version 1.19.0. And he is now syncing the whole blockchain. And you can see at what point he is. So he has synced epoch 1 slot 9000 and the block number he is at. So he didn't sync a lot. At the moment I think we are at epoch 213 or something. So he will sync. This might take some hours, but they just released some updates that syncing will go like, I think it's 50 times faster than in previous releases. Yeah, that's basically it. We just installed our server, we installed the dependencies, we built Cabal, or we built the Cardano node and Cardano CLI, and we configured, or at least we checked how to configure the config files, and we started the node. So what you want to do next is to install more pools or more nodes. So if you want to create a stake pool, you just create another node, but you don't name it stake relay 1, you just name it block producing, or core node, just how you like, and you do the same configuration. You configure also the config files that relay and block producer are communicating with each other, and then you can do this step, which we are also going to share in another tutorial, is to register a stake pool with metadata. And this is a bit more complex, but it's definitely doable. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you could at least learn a bit. So I hope I could help you out a bit. So that's it. Talk to you another time. Bye.